fragile economy, increasing taxes on Alberta businesses will kill jobs, it will destroy investment, and it will drive away the Alberta advantage.
And good morning. Today is the first full day of campaigning as politicians in Alberta pound the pavement looking for votes ahead of Election Day on May the 5th. Jim Prentice starts his day at a coal mine in his hometown of Grand Cache. Then Prentice is making stops in Edmonton, Ponoka, and Lacombe. Prentice is rallying support after tabling a tough and some say unpopular budget that, among many things, runs a $5 billion deficit. Prentice says he's campaigning on a theme that Albertans need to make a choice between a realistic, honest plan or choosing to bet the future on extreme ideas and ideologies. Political experts are predicting a very low voter turnout for this election. A lot of pundits say Albertans are disengaged with the electoral process right now because the results seem so predictable. Having said that, this vote is about a budget many people don't like. But you should not expect, though, according to the experts, to see big lineups at voting booths on Election Day.
The turnout will be the lowest in Alberta history. In 2008, which was the previous low, there was about 40% turnout. I think this will be even lower than that. I think the public is just disengaged politically. They're upset with the early election.
Usually about half of us don't bother to vote. It usually takes an increase in turnout, rather a substantial increase in turnout, to turn out the government, and I'm not sure we're going to see that. There's already, I think, some dissatisfaction among Albertans that the Premier has called an election a year before the fixed election date.
Both David Stewart and Dwayne Brad are predicting another PC majority. The only question in their mind is how many seats the Prentice Tories will win this time around. It's now 7:36. The Calgary Police Service has been making a lot of headlines over the past month or so. 2 high-profile police shootings, also a police rifle being stolen from an off-duty cop's car last week. There's been a lot of glaring spotlight on CPS. Mount Royal criminologist Doug King says the police shootings are an unfortunate part of police work and can happen anywhere. But King says that semi-automatic assault rifle ripped off from an officer's private vehicle, that's having a negative impact on the public's perception of our police force.
Has it taken a beating? It certainly has taken a beating. From a public perception, the more police officers that are in the media for things that the public says, well, that shouldn't have happened, or have questions about this erodes aspects of police, the public support for the police, public perceptions of the police.
Doug King says it's very important right now for the investigation into the stolen rifle to be as transparent as possible. And if charges are warranted, he says the public will expect to see those charges laid. Lethbridge police continue to investigate a collision involving one of their unmarked police cruisers. The incident happening around 1:30 yesterday afternoon. The crash involving a ghost car and 2 other vehicles on one of the city's main north-south corridors. 3 people ended up in hospital. None of the injuries are considered serious. No word on whether the police car had its emergency lights flashing on or off at the time of the collision. One more win. Those 3 big words. Thanks to a 3-2 victory over the Arizona Coyotes last night and the Oilers downing the LA Kings, the Calgary Flames are just 1 win away from making the playoffs for the first time since 2009. Right now, the Flames are 2 points up for 3rd spot in the Pacific Division. The Winnipeg Jets also winning, beating St. Louis last night to go 3 points up on the Kings for the last wild card spot in the West. That means there's no way Calgary can be a wild card team, and that makes tomorrow night's game against the LA Kings huge. A win puts the Flames into the postseason. And if it's in regulation time, the Kings are eliminated. If the Flames make the playoffs, they will play the Vancouver Canucks in round number 1.